I think that we have to get into our conspiracy bag right here. We've got some big things going on. We have Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep.
Is guilty on 5 of 6 accounts.
Yep.
Do we think that people will feel satisfied by this decision?
Kind of, sort of, I think.
Okay.
I think people will be satisfied that like there is like some semblance of justice, that it's not just like covered up, oh, Epstein killed himself, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But ultimately, and I think you were mentioning this yesterday, Ghislaine isn't the person that people want to see, even if she is the ringleader, the head of the whole thing, the most responsible.
Yeah.
They want to see the people that are related and around the case.
Yeah. That's what I fear about this right now is like, there's a very good chance that they didn't really have any good intelligence or like proof of kid fucking from all these elites and politicians that were on the island or on the plane.
Right.
There's a very good chance, right? Yeah. We've all, I think, like gone down the rabbit hole and started to believe that they did, and they got these tapes and they have this advanced recording system. It is it is Upper East Side apartment, and then the island, they recorded everything, and there's a kill switch in case someone dies, and like I think we all started to believe it because we wanted the other bad guys. Like we wanted the Clintons, and we wanted Bill Gates, and we wanted who else is on there? Who else has been Prince
Trump,
Andrew,
and
Alan Dershowitz? Like we wanted these guys that we already didn't like, because of their fucked up actions and behaviors. We wanted them to go down, and we're like, oh, here's a tool for you guys to go down, right? So now we have this tool. This tool for you guys to go down is Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein and their child sex ring that they took part in.
Right.
So I think a lot of people acted like they cared so much about pedophilia when really they're just using the child sex ring to take down their bad guys,
right?
Which is ironically the same thing that Epstein and Ghislaine were doing, is using child sex trafficking to take down their enemies, right? Or to, flip or get the loyalty of certain people, right? So that they could control certain people. So I'm just thinking like, I think the average person, if you ask them, can you name 2 people that Epstein or Ghislaine touched or diddled or sold into sex trafficking? I don't think they'd be able to.
No chance. I can't.
And there was a whole documentary, and I can't either. I know Virginia Giuffre, and then it stops right there. So we can't really care that much about the victims if we don't even know who the victims are, right? Selfishly, maybe we care more about the people that we kind of don't like getting punished, and this is the method of punishment.
Maybe we just selfishly want what we feel like is justice. We feel like is justice.
Okay.
We feel like powerful people get away with everything. We don't get away with shit. We lie on our taxes. The fucking government throws us in jail. They lie on their taxes. Who cares?
They do whatever they want.
Yeah, they don't pay taxes. Jeff Bezos don't ever have to pay anything. So you want some form of justice, and especially if they're doing something this vile. I want justice. So this excites us because it might bring justice. But if this is where it stops, we'll forget about it. But it's not satisfying.
I wonder if like we even get confused with the word justice, right? Because like I don't think that humans have ever wanted justice in terms of like the justice system. Like somebody kills your daughter and then they go to jail for life. I don't think you feel okay with that. That is justice in terms of the justice system, but real justice is some Hammurabi's Code shit. Real justice is like, you killed my daughter, I'm gonna kill you. Shit, you're lucky I don't kill your daughter, so you know what it feels like. And I think that human beings get caught up in this concept of like, let's call it, instead of justice, like even, because that's where our emotional feelings are. Like that was the fucking OJ shit. Like the OJ thing was, people wanted OJ to get off, not because they liked OJ, but because they were like, white people be getting off. And you know what? I don't know Ron or Nicole. Serial killers or terrorists, we want them to get put behind bars because they could affect our lives still. OJ was upset someone was smashing his wife. He ain't gonna come kill my wife. He's done killing. Right? Like
he's a monster to one person. Now 2 people. He was a monster to one person, then a second person.
Yes.
But it's not serial killer monster to any random person. Exactly. I'm any random person. I'm not a wife. I'm not a guy fucking a wife. I'm a random person. That's what serial killer's going after. Lock that guy up so I feel safe.
Exactly. So it's just like, let's have it just kind of be even. It's the same. It's the Kyle Rittenhouse shit. It was like, how do we make this even? If this was a black kid, he would have been shot or he would have been put in jail for what he did. What would be even is if he got shot or put in jail. That would be even. Right? Like it's people trying to like right the scale instead of going to like what the justice system requires.
Right.
That's kind of what I believe.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I do think that there is a sense of justice when someone goes away to jail, even if like they committed murder, and we don't kill them, because it's like if what's the dude who stepped on, put his knee to
George Floyd,
Derek Chauvin.
If Chauvin didn't go to jail, that's no justice.
You're right.
I feel there was justice that his life got taken away from him, like in terms of career, everything, and he's going to jail for a long time.
You're right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him killed.
Yeah, it's not to use a shitty example, black or white. Like it's not black or white. Yeah. There is a semblance of justice or getting even in seeing someone convicted. There's no question. Like, like that's a perfect example. Or even like one of these like scumbag businessmen or like a pharmaceutical guy like ends up going away for a long time because he was, pumping a bad drug. You're like, I feel like there's a little bit of justice here, especially from us on the outside. But I imagine George Floyd's family is like, kill that motherfucker.
So justice maybe is more emotional vindication. Like, I feel vindicated that you went to jail for what you did. It doesn't have to be even, but you need to fucking go to jail for what you did. That's fucking crazy.
There's also a difference between like placating the society and the people that were like directly aggrieved.
Affected.
For them, emotional vindication is kill that motherfucker. What are you talking about?
But then should those people be the ones that write laws for what justice is? You know what I mean? Like, because obviously the person that's aggrieved is going to be the most emotional about it, and they don't want the biggest punishment.
Yes.
But is that going to be the thing that actually like satisfies society?
And what allows society to function in the most normal and safe way?
Yeah.
Because if we just start chopping off legs because somebody hit you in a car and you had to get your leg chopped off, shit could get wild out here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's a reason probably why they moved away from the Hammurabi's Code shit.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I just wonder what happens to the people that have the bloodlust for Ghislaine and Epstein. Like, what happens when they find out that bloodlust was really for the elites? Or do you think they've already understood that and reconciled that, and they knew that they were like kind of being phony and caring about these women or young girls who are child sex trafficked?
I think it's kind of both. Like,
yeah, that's what I would say.
Just because you don't necessarily know the victim or like identify with them, I don't know if that necessarily means you don't care about them or like the justice system operating on a functional level.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I see a random dude get punched in Times Square, like I don't know that guy and also don't really like care about him.
Right.
But the guy that punched him, I'm like, I hope like
something bad happens to him.
Yeah, that's just like I don't want him to just be walking around.
Yeah.
Partially for fear that someone could just punch me, but like
that fear could also play in with kids, random kids getting scooped up and taken to an
Hell
island.
yeah.
I got kids.
But if it's not him that, gets arrested, like the fact that you could just do that to someone and nothing happens to you,
that's terrifying.
that affects everything.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
Yeah.
Like, what society do we live in where somebody can, traffic children and then nothing happens to them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so many people have kids, like the majority of people have kids. So,
And then the powers that be, even if they're involved in it, have a responsibility to like maintain the calm of society. So let's say that there's the powers that be. Let's just say the conspiracies are true and the upper echelon of society was, orchestrating this ring so that they could, get information on these certain people and then manipulate them to their will, right? Let's say. But once you start to see people go, yo, we're not cool with you guys letting child fuckers off.
yeah.
And there's enough unrest within society, you gotta either kill Epstein or you gotta lock up Ghislaine just so we're all calm.
Right.
Because we're gonna start acting wild out here if you're just letting people fuck kids and get away with it.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like I think if she got off, you would have saw how much people cared.
I see, like there'd be protests, like there'd be a whole
This shit would have went off if she got off.
Yeah.
But the fact that she was guilty on basically everything, it's like, all right, finally what we thought was going to happen, happened. And I think people care a little bit less. Mind you, they're both disgusting. It's a little less icky when it's a woman with your little girls.
It's it is true. It is
It's
true.
a little less icky.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
And I wonder if women also feel that.
I think so.
Like, you think girls are also like, it's a little bit less.
Yeah.
Also,
Gross.
we don't know as much about Ghislaine and what she did versus with Epstein.
Right.
Like we know Epstein was like, yo, fucking
Jerk me
off. Like I'm gonna have sex with you, all that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that point's true. Like it's psychologically way weirder when it's a guy.
Yeah.
It's more disturbing. It's more gross. It's more vile.
Yeah.
When it's a girl, it's fucked.
And even though I feel she might have been worse. Because she was the one grooming them, getting them comfortable
Logically,
enough
yes,
to bring to
but it
Epstein.
doesn't
That's like,
hit you here the same.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then her brother comes out and says she's not going to reveal any of the details of those involved in the sex trafficking network in exchange for like a plea deal or a more lenient sentence.
This just happened?
This is like over the weekend.
Yeah, a couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he comes out and says that. So now people are speculating like, okay, is he saying that? So first off, she didn't say anything beforehand because my understanding is that if she says, I'm innocent, I had nothing to do with this, I was a victim, but here's who actually did it, that it could potentially implicate her more directly in the crimes. That, oh, you knew about all this and didn't say anything earlier, blah, blah, blah. And that she was maintaining her innocence.
She's like, I'm totally, that's interesting. So you're saying she's saying, I'm totally innocent.
I had nothing to do with this.
She can't have information since she's totally innocent. Once she gives information, she's an accessory to the crime.
Then she can be convicted on, even just accessory, shit like that.
Yeah.
Where she was trying to get nothing. And then now that she has all these charges,
right
before sentencing, it's like, okay, does she come out and now rat on people? Her brother's saying no, and people are assuming like if Epstein got killed, she could easily get killed.
Okay, here we go. Okay, because this is what I didn't understand. I was asking you guys on the phone yesterday. I was like, why didn't she squeal? She has all the leverage to get the deal before she's convicted. Now that she's convicted, she got no leverage.
That's if they have an amazing case against you. Like if you are like in a gang and they find you with like weapons and they like can place you out of murder, then it's in your best interest to be like,
all right, give me the plea.
I did this shit, but like, and I know they're going to get me because they got all this evidence. I'm assuming that her legal team was like, they don't have enough evidence on you.
Oh, so they thought that they had a shot of beating it.
Yeah.
So like, keep your mouth shut until it happens. And then right before sentencing, if you're going to do something, do it then.
We got the plea in the back pocket.
So now what they're going to do is go back and they're going to say, listen, we got all these fucking people. Yeah, I was involved. You were right. You got me. Boom. But I'm going to drop dime on all these motherfuckers. So now they're reaching out to the powers that be, and they're saying, hey, how sweet a deal can you get me before everybody knows you fuck children?
That's if she wants to put her life at risk. Because if Epstein got killed, she can get killed.
Yeah.
But don't you think they're going to kill this bitch regardless now?
Nah. If the brother's coming out immediately saying, hey, she's not going to tell. I'm just letting everybody know.
It's a chance
she's
you
not
still kill her.
Oh, so she's putting out the smoke signal,
Don't
like,
kill me.
yo,
I'ma do my
you're
time.
good,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
safe.
And not only should you not kill me, get me out of here. Like, I'm going to get 20 years, but you're tight with the DA or whatever. Like, get me out on good behavior in 10.
8.
And we don't even got to make a big thing of it. Give me the fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
I'll be out in 10. Some people talk about it, but by then there'll be other shit going
Moved
on.
on. Let me live.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I think her hardest decision was not naming names beforehand because, like you said, she had the most leverage. She could have probably worked the deal out where she could have got immunity, even if she's admitting to being an accomplice to it. She could have got immunity.
They'd have still killed her, though.
But they would have probably killed her being outside. Now she has to look over her shoulder for the rest of her life. So she's like, hey, I'll just take these years. I'll do the time. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And then you guys make sure you get me out a little bit earlier.
And I know we've spoken about it before, but a lot of people believe that her father, who was a spy for, I think, the Israeli government, was...
They thought he was Mossad. Yeah.
Mossad, right? Yeah. And was killed. They say was killed. He fell off a boat or something like that. So she knows it could happen.
Bro, her boy, her husband, Jeffrey Epstein, like, in jail, gets killed.
I don't know if he was killed, Mark. I think he committed suicide.
Yeah. He fell
On suicide watch.
Dangerous to make these claims, Mark.
Yeah. Like, what evidence do you have to back that, dude?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Damn,
Sleeping
dude.
guards.
Okay.
But yeah. So the thing
interesting.
that I'm also curious about with her is because people speculate that she and Epstein were working for a government. So like working with Saudis, working with Mossad, working for the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Like, was it just him as like a standalone operator trying to like gain money and influence, or was he working in conjunction with like a bigger institution?
Interesting.
And if she goes out and rats and is like, yo, the Saudis put me up to it. Like, because Epstein apparently had like a fake Saudi passport like in his house or whatever. So if all of a sudden she says that, like, does that create bigger geopolitical
global
issues?
tension.
Where it's like, yeah, we got to go to war.
Well, that's the thing why you might need to keep that shit in the tuck, because it might be better globally for us.
So that's where the government's got to go. Yo, do we push her to squeal, and then that potentially makes us look like fucking idiots that we got had by all these other governments? Or do we just say it was just her and Epstein, keep it quiet, and then try to give her a deal later?
That's the thing with JFK's murder or assassination. Like, some people believe there was the Russians, and it's better for our history that Russia didn't kill a president.
Yeah. People say Trump got elected because of Russian interference.
Right.
And it's like, even if they were buying Facebook ads or whatever, which I think is like completely possible.
Yeah.
People were saying like, yeah, we just got to say no.
It's better for our history that didn't happen. Because we can't make it look like these other countries are killing a head of state. Like you got to go to war for that.
Yeah.
Like that is war guaranteed. And we have nukes and they have nukes. So it's going to get messy.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to keep it quiet. So if they find out it's Saudi or they find out it's Israeli, then we have to have like back channel conversations. Maybe it's Russian, whatever, who the fuck knows.
We look weak just getting oil, getting trade deals, getting all that shit.
Interesting. Maybe it's China, who fucking knows. Yeah. But we got to find that out under the table for our respect globally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And if people believe that all these U.S. officials are compromised, like how can you operate in good faith with all these other governments being like, we're sending Hillary Clinton to go do this deal? Like, what do they have on her?
Right.
Yeah.
Can she even negotiate with the head of Russia? Can she even negotiate with any of these countries?
Interesting. I mean, who's even looking into this? How do we know that the people looking into this aren't as equally corrupted?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is messy and sad. When you think about just like, it's just sad. The whole thing is just sad.
Yeah.
The action is sad. The fact there's not going to be any real like stop to it or justice, probably, that's sad. It's just a sad fucking thing. It feels a bit hopeless.
Yeah.
Her husband just dumped her.
Really?
Yeah, Maxwell had a husband, and he just left her.
Just now?
Just now.
For like the Pilates instructor or something?
Yeah, for a yoga teacher. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's a win. That's a win, bro. That's a win, dog.
I mean, he stayed with her through this whole thing?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He must have believed her.
Yeah. Or thought that she would kill his ass.
Why would she kill her?
Well, she's about to be free.
Yeah.
Like if he got off, now he could leave you for the Pilates instructor because you can't do nothing. You locked up, bitch. Right? Like, what you gonna do
got
about
bigger
it?
problems now, bitch.
Exactly. Figure your shit out.
Yeah.
Damn, he did it over the phone too.
Well, I mean,
How you can't go there?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
Can't
a
even go
legend
face
right
to face
there.
behind the glass.
Even if it's face to face, it's over a phone.
yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
Fuck
Give a
all
fuck.
that. I'm doing this shit from home, dude.
Yeah, bro.
remote.
Yeah, fuck all that. That breaking up in person shit for who? Why we been wasting both of our times?
Son, I could write you a letter, bitch. You lucky I called you.
Yeah, it don't make it any better. No girl's more happy because you did it in person.
That shit is like, press 1 for this collect call.
Yeah, you pay for it.
Shit, pay for it. Fuck.